Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another day of football here in the Elite Cup, the KFC Under 18 Elite Competition, where the best of what Jamaica has to offer at the Under 18 level will be put on show once more for you on this fine Saturday afternoon. Please be patient with us, ladies and gentlemen. The match is slated to start at 12:30 between Ballaz Academy and Waterhouse FC for the first game of our usual three-match slate. But as of yet, one of the teams has yet to arrive, so just keeping you on your toes about that one, letting you know from now that perhaps the game will start off a bit later than was expected. But nevertheless, promises to be another great day of football here. And as I mentioned before, the first game will be between Ballaz Academy and Waterhouse FC. After which we'll have Kingston Football Academy taking on Harbourview. And then closing out the day, the hosts, Mount Pleasant, will take on Montego Bay United. Stay tuned, and we'll be back bringing you live coverage of the Elite Cup. Good afternoon once more, ladies and gentlemen. Did promise you a couple of minutes ago that we should be starting at 12:30, but that would be a bit late. Still no sign of one of the teams, but we will keep you updated as to when the other opponent arrives. If they don't arrive in time, obviously we'll have to move to the other match, which would be Kingston Football Academy taking on Harborview. But as of now, first game is still slated to be Ballaz Academy versus Waterhouse, and we'll keep you updated whenever we get any new information. Just a small announcement. Just a small announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Seems both teams have finally arrived, and now we're just awaiting the referee so the game can get underway. We will give you further updates as to when we'll commence the day's games. Of course, as you can see, first game will be between Ballaz Academy and Waterhouse. We'll have that coming up for you shortly. Just a quick update, ladies and gentlemen. The referees are here, and so the game will commence shortly, rather. Apologies for the late start. But in due time, we are set to kick off here. As I mentioned before, usual 3-game slate. We do have Waterhouse taking on Ballaz Academy in the first game, while KFA will take on Harborview shortly after. And in the final game, the third and final match, will be contested between Montego United and hosts Mount Pleasant. Of course, neither team will be happy following the results of last week. Of course, KFA were soundly beaten by a team full of new additions in KFA in what was a resounding 4-1 victory for Kingston Football Academy, while Ballaz Academy were put to the sword in the last match of the day last week against Mount Pleasant, during which goals from Jackson St. Nord, Javier Henry, and another from Jackson St. Nord, a double actually, condemned them to a 3-0 loss. So both teams, of course, will be wanting to get back into winning form. Of course, they are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Waterhouse are actually fourth, I believe, on the table as of right now, following last week's events, while Ballaz Academy are now in 6th place. But nevertheless, Waterhouse still in pole position to qualify for the semi-finals of this competition with just a few more games to go. But if they are to cement their place in the final 4, a win here today against what is sure to be a stern opposition in Ballaz Academy, it would go a long way to achieving their goal, and it would be quite some feat as well, given that this is their first year in the competition. They, along with Portmore United, did not feature last year, replacing Cavalier, and they've acquitted themselves quite well, pulling off some pretty short results and putting in some really consistent performances. And of course, we have seen the emergence of one of their bright young talents. Jamon Lyle, of course, has been quite the star throughout this competition. Of course, he will not be available today. He did play yesterday for the senior team in Jamaican Premier League, but nevertheless, he has been one of the stars of this competition thus far. He did play a couple of games towards the back end of last season for Kingston Football Academy, which is where he made his name before signing a professional contract with Waterhouse. He's already scored in the Jamaican Premier League, so as you can tell, actually on multiple occasions, so just goes to show you that this competition has been a breeding ground for young talents, and we even saw 2 players who played yesterday in the game of Harborview against Dumbo Holden, 2 players who have been regular players in this competition, in Tyreek Robinson and Jashawn Edwards. They both played yesterday as well in the Jamaican Premier League. It just goes to show the caliber of players that this competition so often develops, and I've said it on a number of occasions now throughout this competition, but it always rings true. It is that Eric Rademacher's early season interview with TVJ following the qualification of the Under-17 World Cup team, in which he stated that this, not just this competition, but at this age, it's really about development, and there should be more of a focus placed on that rather than wins. It has brought forth a number of emerging talents. And I'm sure that we're going to see even more talents come from this competition. Plenty of them have gone on to make their trade in the professional landscape of Jamaican football, but also overseas, as the likes of Jamari Nolan can attest to. But at the end of the day, that is what this competition is about. It is about ensuring that the future of Jamaican football is secure. Wins do matter, of course. No one at this level, with this level of talent, wants to be a loser. But what does matter first and foremost is that they are actually developing the skills, the fundamentals of each position that they're playing, and becoming better footballers, worthy of perhaps one day representing the nation. Quickly getting the lineups for you now. For Waterhouse, we have, as usual, Tahir Harnett in goal, as the kickoff has been. Game does get kicked off here with Ballaz Academy, and we'll read for you their lineup. Michelle Dennis in goal for Ballaz Academy. Kimani Thomas and Daniel Thomas also starting once more. Johnny Silvera, Rasheen Jeffrey, Richard Clark, Jaheim Harris, Jasiri Hussey, Malik Campbell, Rowan Sharp, and Ramesh Sims. As for Waterhouse, Tahir Harnett takes his place in goal once more. Jamar Thomas, Garrick Taylor, Howard Linton, Akem Yawan, Jaim Fuller, Ashani Knight, Dimitri Robinson, Adonijah Burford, Shamar Lamy, Kemar Reed, and Sean Churcher make up the starting 11 for Waterhouse. And Thomas fouled there in the middle of the park by Sean Churcher. Thompson just urging his teammates to go forward. Now is Ramesh Sims taking up position on that left-hand side of the pitch. And Richard Clark, who's proven himself to be quite versatile, played a lot of the forward position last year in this competition for Ballaz Academy, and also, but he also has played a lot in central midfield, especially this year. He's been predominantly a central midfielder both for Jamaica College and Ballaz Academy this season in this competition. Of course, he did win the All-Ireland Under 16 competition. It was a big part of that win for Ballaz Academy over Cornwall College in the All-Ireland Under 16 final. And of course, he'll be wanting similar success with Ballaz Academy, but they do have quite the task ahead of them if they are to somehow break into the top 4. They are only 3 points behind, but time is running out in this competition for them to pick up the results needed to accomplish that goal. But now here's Dimitri Robinson getting it out wide to Akeem Yuan. Trying to take on his man. Oh, lovely pass. Slipped in now. And it seems, I thought he was going to win a corner. He's advocating for one, but Ballaz Academy can come clear now. As you can see, the rain is falling. And Daniel Thomas wins a foul there in the middle of the park for Ballaz Academy. I'll be hoping that the rain doesn't affect the quality of the game too much. We did see that, especially in the last 2 games of last week, that at times the conditions on the pitch did make it a bit difficult at the Assenheim for players to play their usual brand of football. They'll be hoping for better conditions this time out. Lovely surface here at the Mount Pleasant Academy field. Oh, and he's gotten past his man here. Danger here. Cross coming in. And Ramesh Sims, oh, he doesn't clear it. And it seems that Waterhouse have won a penalty. Ooh, that's poor defending. And I have to say, if that has gone against Ramesh Sims, that'd be what we call a striker's tackle. Of course, he is playing a bit more of left wing today rather than center forward. And it seems it will be Akem Yuan to step up and potentially put Waterhouse in front here. Waiting the referee's okay. He steps up, Yuan, and ooh, almost saved. Got a hand to it, Michelle Dennis, but ultimately, Akem Yuan puts Waterhouse in front. Waterhouse steps here, up, Yuan, and ooh, almost saved. Got a hand to it, Michelle Dennis, but ultimately, Akem. About to restart play here, and I have to say, bit of a clumsy challenge there from Ballaz Academy in their own half, in their own box, and it's led to an early goal for Waterhouse. Needless mistake, really. Neither team really yet to settle into the game, so I can't even say it's a deserved lead or not. It's just been poor all around from Ballaz Academy, but they have a chance to make it right here with a goal from this corner kick now to be taken by Daniel Thomas. Delivery towards the back post. And it's headed away. And a shot coming in from Kimani Thompson. Not too far away. Didn't strike it necessarily the cleanest, but you can see on the replay there the shot from Kimani Thompson coming in. And didn't really have the pace necessarily to maybe trouble the goalkeeper, but nonetheless he still had to get there. But now Waterhouse on the attack. Oh, and he's gotten past Thompson here. Cross coming in, but Michelle Dennis deals with that at his near post, but actually it seems that his body did go over the line. It will be a corner kick to Waterhouse. Corner to be taken now. And it's cleared at the near post. Now it's Yuan, goal scorer, has a chance to take on his man, and he does beat him. Goes all the way back to Lamy, and it tried to find, I believe that to be Jamar Thomas, who has looked lively on that right-hand side, but he couldn't find him. Oh, they've won the ball back here. Now into the path of Thomas, but too much on the pass. Went astray, and that will go all the way through to Dennis in goal. Now here's Ballaz Academy coming forward. Lovely turn. Ooh, it slipped here, but he wanted a foul. He'll get none. And Thomas trying to play it through now for Dimitri Robinson. looking across to see if he was onside. He delivers a cross, but no one there to meet it. It will be cleared by Ballaz Academy. Now headed on by Linton. Usually skippers the team. And now is Robinson. He has space to operate now on this right-hand side. Teasing defender. Has a cross. Ooh! Right across the face of goal. But once more, no one there to tap it home. And I have to say, following this goal, Waterhouse looked the likelier of the two teams to add another. And so far, this contest has been pretty much one-way traffic. Waterhouse really piling on the pressure now on Ballaz Academy. Crossfield pass there. Into the path of Hussey. Oh, lovely turn there. But it seems the ball went out of play, and that will be a throw-in to Waterhouse. And in terms of the ramifications for Waterhouse, if the result stays the same, they would leapfrog Harbourview, who of course are yet to play against KFA coming up in the next match. That would move them up at least temporarily to third place. Just some passing around the back now from Waterhouse. A bit risky this, but now here's Shamar Lamy. Finds Churcher. Ooh, and lovely pass into the path of you, and now gets a shot away, but in the end it's a comfortable save there for Michelle Dennis. But I have to say Waterhouse are looking good now. Slick passing, even with the surface being soaked with water at this point. Harris gets it out wide to Sims, to Thomas. Turns back into danger, and he gets the return pass. Thompson has a shot. Ooh! And he's saved by Tahir Harnett, but did give him a bit of problems. Perhaps the pace on the ball proved a bit more startling, a bit unexpected for Harnett there. Yuan. And that's a fall there from Thompson on Churcher. Well, I thought it was going to be. Actually, the referee's leaving it the other way, and it will somehow be a free kick to Ballaz Academy. You can see there a quick little replay of that shot there. Harnett almost spitting it into his own net. But now Waterhouse have the ball back with Jamar Thomas. One back by Linton, who wanted a foul, but didn't notice that his teammate Thomas had the ball. And so Waterhouse lose possession now. Silvera driving in field, trying to find out wide his teammate, but the pass was poor. And now Waterhouse can come on the attack now with Jamar Thomas. Pass for Yuan, trying to engineer some space at the top of the box, but blocked off there. Great defending from Ballaz Academy. And Thomas coming forward now. He has some space. And commits a foul after losing the ball. Pretty poor there in the end from Thomas. Ball of the top now, looking, it seemed for Johan, but way too much on it, and that will go out for a throw. Lovely ball into the path there of Thomas. Took it down well as well. Clark got it out wide to Hussey. Ah, he's lost the ball there. And now he can come forward for Waterhouse. Ah, trying to find Churcher, but pass intercepted by Ballaz Academy. And it seems, I believe, Silveira is still down. Lost possession there, Harris. Ball cleared. Play called back, rather, by the referee. Just to get some assistance in the backfield there. And of course, gives both teams a chance for a slight breather. Dennis was calling for it there, but didn't receive the pass. Thompson. Harris did score a couple of weeks ago. He'll be needing to regain his shooting boots if Ballaz Academy are to get back into this one. And it's a lovely pass by Churchill to Dimitri Robinson. But the shot in the end is poor. Pretty tame effort, and central as well. Easy in the end for Michelle Dennis to claim. And that's put out of play there by the goalkeeper there, Dennis. Play resumes now. He's turned in field, lovely. Disguised swivel of the hips there. Hussey. And the pass just about goes out of play. And Lamy will take the throw in quickly for Yuan. Has a chance to run now down this right hand side, but turns, tries to find Churchill, loses position, however, to Richard Clark. Finds Harris, although he wasn't the intended recipient of that pass, using his physicality to shield the ball pretty well here. And is looking around for a teammate, but couldn't find one, and he surrendered position. And just needed to hold that pass a bit earlier, hold that pass a bit longer instead. But still goes out now to Jamar Thomas. Churchill trying to find Jamar Thomas on the return pass, unable to, but now here's Yuan. He's won it back for Waterhouse high up the pitch. Trying to get it out wide, but Ballaz Academy now have a chance to break. Clark. Ooh, lovely pass out wide. Kenini, and yes, he'll be able to keep it in play. Now he can take on the defender 1v1. And Lamy easily gets the better of him there. Churchill plays it in the middle of the park. Now here's Linton, shoved off it by Thompson, who is usually a rather aggressive tackler, and he's put that on show once more. And it seems the play will be halted due to that challenge from Thompson coming in on Linton. Was a bit of a late one, and I think he's perhaps rather fortunate to not see his name go into the book there. Ball goes out wide. Ball's Academy reclaim position. It's a ball that went all the way through for Harris, but in the end, dealt with by Garrick Taylor. Lamy looking downfield for Robinson, unable to find him. Trying to find Burford, rather. Now it's Thompson. Out wide now, with who I believe to be Malik Campbell, but foul there coming in from Burford. Perhaps just a bit of revenge there on the mind. And Ballaz Academy have a free kick in what promises to be a pretty dangerous position. Thomas did show his expertise from set pieces last season, and this season he scored both of his goals from the spot this year. He scored a free kick last year, but hasn't yet been able to display that level of accuracy from the free kicks that he's been given in this edition of the Elite Cup. But he has a chance here. It is from quite some distance, but as he eyes this up, he could be in good position to test Tahir Harnett, or perhaps apply a good delivery. And he goes for goal, and the obligatory dive there from Tahir Harnett tells you perhaps all you need to know about the quality of that strike. A showman's dive and nothing more. Way off target. Linton with the crossfield pass. Now into Burford. Teasing. Looking for Robinson. Finds him. It's the ball back to Thomas. Now into the path of Yuan. And the ball roll takes him away from the defender, but into another opposition. Thomas's pass is a bit behind Hussey, who used the momentum on the ball to get past his defender. A lovely play now coming in from Hussey and Harris, but Thomas's pass there off the mark. Now here's Thompson. Oh, lovely incisive through pass there. And Garrick Taylor had to be first to that. He's put it out of play, however, and it will be a corner kick to Ballaz Academy. Taken towards the back post now from Thompson. Oh, a header coming in. And Harnett does eventually claim it. And he goes down just to get his team a break. Perhaps got touched when the cross came in, or in the aftermath of the cross, rather. No, lovely pass going through now for Waterhouse. There's a chance there to beat his man, but loses out. Good defending there in the end. Now is Javishir Hussey. Of course, his namesake Kyle Hussey is out today. It's unfortunate, as well, as Daniel Thomas picks up a foul here. It's pretty unfortunate that Kyle Hussey is out. That he has been one of the better players in the competition thus far. Exciting to watch. And on his day, there aren't many better in the final third. Brilliant dribbler. Pretty creative. And has about 3 goals to his name. But nevertheless, they do have players that can make the difference still. Ballaz Academy, as I mentioned before, Daniel Thomas is usually one to watch. Ramesh Sims does have a couple of goals to his name so far this season as well. Jaheim Harris as well has 2. Corner kick coming up now for Waterhouse. And they take it quickly with Sean Churcher now. He cuts past one. Drives into the box. Unable to get past Thompson. Loses possession. And Ballaz Academy now escaping the danger now. Daniel Thomas slips in his teammate with Jasiri Hossi. Gets it out wide now to Sims. Clark. Oh, lovely pass to Jaheim Harris. And he wins the ball back after losing it momentarily. As a shot now. Oh, what a save by Tahir Harnett. He's had some brilliant ones already thus far. Thomas comes in with a cross. Headed away. Not cleared as yet. And comes back to Ramesh Sims. Has a shot, but way off the mark. Tahir Harnett. Another save to go in his long list. His catalogue of excellent shot-stopping attempts so far this season. One of the players in his position that has stood out for me so far in this competition. Has had one or two mistakes in him, but for the most part his shot-stopping ability has been excellent. Back heel didn't quite come off there for Dimitri Robinson, and now Jasiri Hossi can break for Ballaz Academy. Thompson. Oh, and he's drove past a couple of players here, but he's lost the ball. And Ballaz Academy now will have to reset. Sean Churcher tries to slip in his teammate, but it's a poor pass, intercepted. Clark. Gets the ball back here for Ballaz Academy. Hossi. Ooh, good intention with the pass, and it does slow down enough to reach his intended recipient. And shoved in the back there, and earned that foul there due to his slight frame perhaps, but nonetheless Ballaz Academy will take that one. Grateful for the opportunity here with just about 11 or so minutes to go in this half to get a set piece in here. And I've already mentioned that I believe that's a yellow card as well being shown there, but nevertheless Ballaz Academy do have a set piece expert somewhat in Daniel Thomas, and they'll be hoping that the delivery here is top notch as they try to level the scores. Oh, taking it short, and the shot comes up. Oh, almost made its way to Jaheim Harris, who either didn't get a touch. Well, he was offside anyway, but either he didn't get a touch or he did, but he didn't get the clean contact that he would have wanted. Oh, I think he went for the back heel there, and it didn't come off for him. We'll go out for a goal kick to Waterhouse. Even if he had made the contact he would have wanted, it would still have been offside anyway. And so as we approach the 30-minute mark with just about 10 minutes to go in this half, score remains Waterhouse 1, Ballaz Academy 0. Jamar Thomas, unfortunate slip there, sees the ball go out of play. Will be a throw to Ballaz Academy. U1. Out wide, and a shot coming in. Oh, It's hit the crossbar. That came out of nowhere. And Jamar Thomas unable to pounce on that. Ballaz Academy do well to put that out for a corner kick. But what about that effort? Did not see that coming. Don't think Michelle Dennis did either. And that was almost seemed destined to rattle into the top corner of the net. But instead, it smacked against the upright, and that's perhaps as close as Waterhouse have come to doubling their lead. Wonderful effort there. A real lack of options available to Ballaz Academy in the middle of the park outside of Jasiri Hussey. Only one really seeming to make himself available. That's why they've had to predominantly favor this left-hand side and try to get the ball out to their outlet, Ramesh Sims, or those line-breaking runs of Jaheim Harris. And that just speaks to perhaps the need for maybe a tactical adjustment for Ballaz Academy. Of course, Daniel Thomas is not necessarily the type of midfield player that is going to be doing any sort of defensive responsibility. So he wants to join in attack, and it does make it a bit awkward in terms of the spacing, the positioning on the pitch. But he's going to have to justify that with a bit more end product. Ballaz Academy now have a chance to do that. He has the ball. Lovely pass, but not on the same wavelength there as his teammates. And Waterhouse now have possession. Yuan racing away down the right-hand side. Motors away from Jaheim Harris. Can take on his man. Step over. Cuts back. What can he do here now? Plays it actually into the path of Daniel Thomas. He's giving it away. Now it's Jasiri Hussey. Once more on the ball. Out wide. And Hussey gets it back. He has Sims in support, takes it alone. Thomas back to Sims, no offside, and he's crossed it, but to no one in particular, really. And in the end, Tahir Harnett under no real pressure there. And good distribution to boot. Lovely throw out to that far left-hand side, but unable to keep it in play there, and we'll go out for a throw into Ballaz Academy. Ballaz Academy looking forward now, trying to get it beyond Taylor. Ooh, Harnett almost made a mess of it there as that ball was launched towards Ramesh Sims, but in the end, he did collect it there, Harnett. Goes out for a throw in to Waterhouse. Jamar Thomas gets it out wide to Kim Yuan. Pushing past now is Ramesh Sims driving forward with Ballaz Academy. Now it's Thomas. Lovely pass into Jaheim Harris. Shot and is saved by Tahir Harnett. And from there, you really should be doing better. Understandable that it's on his weaker foot, but you have to at the very least hit the target. Well, he did hit the target, but have to aim for one of those far corners. Have to aim for that far corner, man, and that's really poor finishing from there. It's the sort of opportunities that if you really want to get back into the game, you just have to take begging to be put away. Waterhouse have a couple of players in the box now, and they're very fortunate, Ballaz Academy, that the accuracy on the pass wasn't up to par. 2 players were arriving in the box in hopes of latching onto that pass. And there's Daniel Thomas trying to feed his teammate there, but Tahir Harnett just taking the mick there. It's played out wide now towards Yuan. What's a poor pass. I'm not sure if the conditions played a part in the accuracy or lack thereof, but nevertheless goes out for a throw. Sims playing a bit deeper than we're used to seeing him today. Typically plays up front, but almost at times playing like a left back in this game. Ball goes out wide now. Poor pass from Thompson. Goes all the way across. And it's now Ballaz Academy trying to find Daniel Thomas there. Pass cut out, and Waterhouse escape narrowly. Still have a throw in, however. And lost possession here. Kimani Thompson wins back position. Thought it was going to be a foul, but now James Harris has a shot. Ooh, looked dangerous. And as the half draws to a close, game's heating up back and forth here between the both teams. James Harris has had a number of opportunities now to make his mark. And seeing both of them unable to find the back of the net. Coming forward here, out wide to Harris. Cuts inside, looking at the back post. That's headed away by Linton. Challenge coming in from Churcher. Pass eventually finds Dimitri Robinson, who's brought down by Kimani Thompson. No foul, however. Ball played up towards Linton, but now here's Clark. Ooh, he's left it a bit short there. And now they have a chance to break. Linton getting past Silvera. Still going, Linton. And he's brought down in a dangerous area right outside the box. That fall there on Howard Linton. A free kick in a dangerous area. This is, of course, Jamon Lyle territory. Unfortunately, he's not here to take this set piece, but Waterhouse will think this is a great opportunity nonetheless to try and put themselves 2 up right on the stroke of half time. Just about under a minute to go, of course, plus possible stoppage. It's a free kick now. Sean Churcher, I believe, is the one standing over it. But actually, there are a number of potential candidates, it seems. Still just awaiting the referee's whistle as he gets ready to take this free kick. steps up. It will be Churchill. Ooh! And from my angle, didn't look like a bad one, but in the end, it does go pretty wide. But nevertheless, Waterhouse right on the stroke of halftime get up opportunity to go up 2, and there you have it. The whistle goes, and that will bring to an end the first half of this encounter, the first match of the day in the KFC Under-18 Elite Cup. Score reads Ballaz Football Academy 0, Waterhouse 1.
Shav, mic number one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half has gotten on the way here with Waterhouse. Of course, the goal coming in the first half, courtesy of a Akeem Yuan penalty, and that sees Waterhouse in front. Penalty came pretty early in the game, and since then it's been pretty back and forth. Waterhouse dominated for long stretches, but Ballaz Academy have had several chances of their own, especially from Jaheim Harris, just yet able to put the finishing touch. And there's a shot coming in here. Oh, it's spilled by Marshall Dennis. Eventually it's cleared. Yuan lost the pass there to Ward Churcher. And it's played out wide. Good turn there. Now into Richard Clark and gets the pass off on time. Now he's a Johnny Silvera driving into the midfield, plays it for Daniel Thomas, assessing his options and makes the back pass towards Silvera. Second year in this competition for the central defender Silvera. Usually is partnered by Keneal Jackson, who's unavailable today, who is a Jamaica College teammate of Richard Clark, and Jeremiah Tapo, who's also not available. But now is Howard Linton, unable to drive forward past Daniel Thomas, trying to pick out his teammate there, but good defending by Garrick Taylor, and ushers that to Hare Harnett. He's gone past a couple of challenges here, but he's dribbled himself into danger. Just need to get rid of that a bit quicker. And Jasir Hussey plays that out wide now. Ballaz Academy onto the rest, but finally get the pass off, and Nurse Kimani Thompson plays it out wide. And pass just a bit too much on it there. And Tahir Harnett will gratefully collect that one. Linton spins out of danger into Robinson. Oh, lovely pass now into space for Jaheim Fuller, who's come onto the pitch. Lovely pass and a poor touch. Really, really poor touch, I believe, by Adonijah Burford. Just a bit of a clinical first touch there would have set him up for a chance at goal, but nevertheless, just 3 minutes into this half, and it's already playing out pretty similar to the first. Plenty of half chances. Some well-worked passages of play at times. Clark plays it out wide. Pass looking over the top, trying to find Ramesh Sims, but good defending coming in there from Garrick Taylor once more. And a foul there into the back of Adonijah Burford. Free kick to Waterhouse. The Ballaz Academy, rather. Actually, yes, it is to Waterhouse. And they have not necessarily been one of the most prolific teams in the competition, but pretty similar to Cavalier last year. They tend to just get results, and that's good enough for them, I suppose. They won't mind, as mentioned before earlier in the game. They are, as of right now, in 4th position, and should the result remain the same, they'd leapfrog Harborview, who do play in the day's next game against Kingston Football Academy. They would leapfrog them into 3rd place. There's a chance now. They play it out wide. They can still come forward here. Numbers in support. And it's a poor pass. And regardless, he was offside. But nonetheless, I have to say, poor execution there. You get a counter attack like that, you do want to make the most of every opportunity you get. Clark putting it out wide, and a bit too much on the pass, but still keeps it in play. And he's lost out there. Poor pass. Fuller. Linton. His touch takes him around Richard Clark, who brings him down. And Linton holding the side of his face there. Seems to be in a bit of pain. Ball played now into space. They have a chance in the box. A cross coming in. Oh, and he slipped in the most inopportune of times. Waterhouse there had a pretty good chance there to get something out of that opportunity, but just couldn't get there on the end of it. Dimitri Robinson. And now Ballaz Academy can just come forward. And that's a poor pass. That's cut out by Churcher, and he'll go all the way back to Tahir Harnett in goal, who made a couple of wonderful saves early in the first half. Pass cut out once more. And ooh, pretty hefty challenge there, and he'll win a foul for Ballaz Academy. And pretty fortunate to escape without a yellow card as well, I have to say. Sims plays it forward, finds teammate. Now it's Hussey. Seems Jeremiah Tapper has come onto the pitch now. Clark plays it into space looking for Tapper. Ooh, and he slipped here and Tapper's through. Cross into the box. Thomas has a shot. And uncertain as to whether he got a touch on that Tahir Harnett, but it seems not, and he will go for a goal kick. A slip there. And Daniel Thomas really should be doing better under the circumstances. Kamar Reed slipped there, made it possible for that chance to happen, but nevertheless, score remains 1-0. Ballaz Academy, despite being second best for periods of this game, they can't say they haven't had chances. They've had several, enough to get back into this. But still down 1-0 currently. As we see Sean Churchill flip the ball over the defender's head there. He'll pick up a foul as the retaliation came there in the aftermath. And Clark wins the ball back. Thompson, Silvera, Hussey. And a good attempt at a pass there, but it's cut out. And Waterhouse win a free kick now with Linton. It's played out wide. Looking for a teammate here, but good defending by Ballaz Academy. And tried for the one-time pass to Thomas, but loses out there, and he's gone past a couple of players, but he's lost position eventually. Number of turnovers here, some errant play. Plenty of unforced errors by both teams at the moment. Burford. Linton skipping away from the challenge of Thomas. And a wonderful pass over the top. Looking for Ewan, and he's onside. Can take on his man now. Cross coming in. Oh! Almost stacked home, and eventually Jeremiah Tapper clears the line. Clears his lines, and Richard Clark now, his pass. Not on the mark, but eventually gets it back after the tackle from Daniel Thomas. Now it's out wide with Jasiri Hussey. Can take on his man. Cuts inside, has a go, and that's way over. That's lovely. Lovely pass there as we look at it. Just take a look at it once more. And cross towards Dimitri Robinson, who has his shot saved at point blank range by Michelle Dennis. Had to make himself big there. Prevent that from going in. Certain goal, it seemed, only to be denied at the end. Play resumes here now with Garrick Taylor. And almost lost position here. Richard Clark tried to get it back off Kamar Reed rather. But Reed's won a throw in for Waterhouse. And Ballaz Academy win the ball back. High up the pitch now with Kimani Thompson. Cross coming in. Headed away. Not clear as yet. Still going now, Richard Clark. And that will go out for a corner kick. The Ballaz Academy. Clark bursting into the box. Unable to get a shot off, but does win a corner. Now for Ballaz Academy. Now Thomas to take the set piece. Coming in. And that's headed away. Not the best of deliveries. And, oh, lovely touch to take him around Fuller. And a wonderful recovery tackle. Thomas earns himself another corner though. Danger still not cleared by Waterhouse. They have another set piece to defend. And comes in once more, headed away. But only as far as it seems. Kimani Thompson! Oh, what a goal! A bolt from the blue. And the boys in dark blue are back level. Seemingly out of nowhere, really. Didn't think the shot was on, but he took it. Surprised, perhaps, to hear Harnett. Got enough space to get his shot off. And the scores are now level. Questions will be asked of Harnett there, allowing that to slip past him at his near post, but nevertheless, the Ballaz Academy won't mind. They're back in this game, and Thomas wins the ball there. He's made himself pretty industrious, winning the ball back on a number of occasions, despite usually being the most advanced midfielder, sometimes playing in that front three as well. But nevertheless, he's been quite industrious. Ball played now towards Linton, chasing it down, but Silvera wins it back for Ballaz Academy. Tapper to Hasid to Silvera. Gets it out wide now. Ballaz Academy can just drive forward there. They have the momentum and they have some space as well. Looking to work this down this left hand side. Oh, wonderful tackle coming in eventually to just break that up, but it's a poor clearance. Danger's not clear. Has a shot now, and in the end, no real threat to Harnett's goal on this occasion. Chance on the edge of the box as a shot. Marshall Dennis makes a save, however. Pretty comfortable as well. And now Thomas getting the ball off quickly. Tapper. Thomas. Clark. Tapper all the way back to Silvera. A big complaint of mine early in the first half was the midfielders not necessarily availing themselves, not positioning themselves well to receive the ball so that they could dominate the game. But I tell you what, they've improved upon that in the second half. Pretty much had the bulk of possession in this second half, and they win the ball back high up the pitch here. A higher sense of intensity and urgency from Ballaz Academy, and they've seen that pay off already as they got a goal from Kimani Thompson. Now they have a free kick just outside the edge of the box. Sean Churcher livid with the decision, but really won't make a difference whether or not he agrees. It's a foul and it's coming up for Ballaz Academy. Free kick coming in now. It seems it's Sims, and I believe Thompson over it. Steps up to take, and it's on target and somehow scores. And I believe that is Kimani Thompson's second of the game. Poor communication there in the end by Tahir Harnett, between Tahir Harnett and his defense. They perhaps caught them off guard there as they were still setting up him and Linton, but in the end, awful showing there at the back from Waterhouse, who, despite going up 1-0 early, they're now 2-1 behind in the second half. Play resumes here. Oh, and he's gone on a run here in his own box. It's pretty dangerous, but he eventually escaped danger, and Waterhouse can come forward now. So Vera, surrendered possession in his own box, turned past, and has a shot now, and somehow it's not in the net. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? A Shawnee Knight did well there initially to get past Silvera, left him on the ground, left him for dead. But his shot, after doing all that, after doing the hard part really, he's put it into the side netting. And you have to wonder whether or not he'd have been better off just taking the shot initially, or perhaps doing it after beating him once instead of going back again. But nevertheless, Ballaz Academy now have an attack and can try to make them pay, but unable to. And they remain unscathed for now. Ooh, pretty dangerous challenge there coming in on Churcher. Ballaz Academy once more winning the ball back. I have to say both teams not necessarily been the best in possession so far this afternoon. But nevertheless, fans do come to see goals, and we've had 3 of them already. About 19 or so to go in this one. And by the looks of it, by how back and forth it's been, I wouldn't bet against there being more come the end of this game. Linton. Ball almost controlled by Knight. He's left it there. Hussey. Thomas. Looking long now. Lovely ball over the top. But Harnett comfortably collects there ahead of Clark. Taylor now out wide for Fuller, as you can see there by the touchline. A double substitution is about to be made as a shot now blocked by Dennis. A follow-up from Yuan, saved again. And it seems he may have hurt himself just a bit in the process, but nevertheless had to make a double save there, Dennis. And Ballaz Academy not out of the woods yet, still have a corner to defend, but they'll be thanking Dennis there for his exploits. Didn't necessarily deal with it the best, but had to still deal with those shots. Seems Dennis still down here, just getting some medical attention before we resume play and get this corner kick started. As you get ready to take this, will defend this set piece, Ballaz Academy. Seems Dennis is back to his feet. And it seems as though it will be Lamy to take the corner. Coming in now, poor one. It's all the way towards Churcher, who makes an acrobatic effort to put it back into the box, but it wasn't the best pass in the world. But now Daniel Thomas can come forward on the counter. He has support, but couldn't get there quick enough. The pass wasn't great, and now Thomas is hobbling there. Pass from Linton, intercepted. And Jaheim Harris wants a foul, won't get it. Linton makes the pass over to Jaden Nunes, who's come onto the pitch just a few moments ago, and linesman's flag goes up eventually. Will be offside. Fuller twisting, turning, assessing his options. Nunes finds Churchill, lovely dummy, good pass, but well, I thought it was going to be, but in the end, not enough power to get it to his teammate, and that's surely a foul there. But play continues. Few step overs on the edge of the box. Takes a shot that's blocked, and play eventually called back for the free kick there, I believe, on Lamy. Oof. And you can see by the fact that he took off his socks and his shoes that most likely he's bleeding. And also you can tell by his reaction as well to when the guilty party came over to perhaps apologize, but he's having none of it. It seems he's really struggling here. They're just getting him off the pitch now. Still some contention over that previous challenge, but nevertheless, play is about to restart. There, as you can see, just a close-up there of Daniel Thomas just instructing his teammates as to where to go. Now Waterhouse restart the play there. And lofted over, looking towards full on that far side, intercepted now, and eventually there lost the ball. Jamar Thompson, of course, on a hat-trick, gets the ball back now on this right hand side. What can he do? He can surge past Shamar Lamy. That's what he can do. Lovely cross, finds someone at the back post, and Daniel Thomas scores his third of the campaign. Good, well-worked play there by Ballaz Academy, and surely man of the match has to be Kimani Thompson. Daniel Thomas getting his third, his first from open play in the competition. Lovely cross coming in there, touched at the back post by, I believe, Richard Clark. And Thomas there to apply the finishing touch. Now a substitution now for Ballaz Academy, and you just have to wonder. Shamar Lamy was struggling following that earlier challenge on him, and perhaps he wasn't even fully fit there, and it showed in how Kimani Thompson just ran past him so easily on the touchline there on that right hand side. It was a pretty easy demolition job really to come to beat Lamy. And I have to say, as I said before, given he was ailing, I don't think it was wise to leave him on the pitch, because they've left him on and he got beat there for that third goal. And now it's an uphill task for Waterhouse, but Fuller is through here, crossing to the box. Oh, it's a poor touch, and eventually it makes its way into the arms, the grateful arms of Michelle Dennis. Oh, poor, really unfortunate there from Waterhouse. Oh, lovely, the cut back there, and finds Sean Church, and his touch lets him down, and a slip there from a Johnny Silvera. Not sure why referee stopped play there. It wasn't a foul. I think he just slipped because of the pitch. But there you have a replay of that chance. Fuller with a cross, and that just needed a better first touch from Jamar Thomas, or perhaps a one-time finish. Pretty poor in the end there in the final third. And a foul now for Waterhouse. Just under 9 minutes to go. Shaheem Stevenson's made his way onto the pitch. I think the person who got substituted out, the player who got substituted out, was Shamar Lamy indeed. But I have to say that that substitution came a bit too late for my liking. About 5 minutes too late. As mentioned before, you can see he was really struggling physically after that challenge, and made it pretty easy for Kimani Thompson to beat him down that right hand side for that third goal. And you just have to wonder if Stevenson had been substituted on for him a bit earlier, that goal would have been scored. But ifs don't win a football game, goals do, and Ballaz Academy have 3 of them. And as it stands right now, they will be marching up the table. They'll actually leapfrog Portmore United back into 5th place. fact, they'd be level on points with Waterhouse. Of course, they'd have been played. Oh, a shot coming in here from that free kick and easily saved by Tahir Harnett. He's in danger here. He's giving up a free kick, however. Stevenson dilly-dallying a bit, but wins a free kick under duress from two opponents there. But as mentioned before, Ballaz Academy actually would move level on points with Waterhouse. The goal difference is in favor of Waterhouse, so they'd still be fourth. Ballaz Academy would have to settle for being fifth, but nevertheless, they're marching up the table, and they still, with limited amount of time left, have a chance, slim chance, but have a chance at making it into that coveted fourth position. Shane Stevenson getting past his man now, using his strength to retain the possession of the ball, but eventually that goes out for a throw-in. Perhaps just a bit of gamesmanship there from the Ballaz Academy coach there. Just playing keep up with the ball before giving it back. Just about 5 minutes to go here. Still plenty of time for a change in fortunes for Waterhouse, but given how porous they've been at the back, does look rather unlikely. Will be a day to forget for Tahir Harnett. Usually so solid between the sticks, but he's had a couple of mistakes here that have no doubt cost his team, but nevertheless he's not at fault for all the goals. It was rather a team effort, but it's not the sort of mistake you want to see from a young growing goalkeeper. He's gonna have to focus on his handling. His shot stopping is unbelievable, and he does have a decent command of his box, but just needs to improve in terms of coming for crosses, as well as especially his handling of the ball. Is as a goalkeeper, is perhaps one of the most, if not the most important aspects of your game that you need to develop. Just being able to catch the ball and not spill it when you're saving a shot. Don't spill it into the path of an attacker. But now Ballaz Academy looked as though they were about to go in for their fourth of the game. Richard Clark, however, is judged to have been offside. Play called back.
Hold on, the soon come. No, I can't look, I'm here run the camera.
Drifted past his man here, and Linton tried to set up a TV, unable to there, and Churchill appealing for a handball, does get it. Will be a free kick, limited time of course, and so he is pushing a Johnny Silvera and trying to take the free kick quickly. Perhaps would have been better off just setting up and tried to be a bit too cute there and paid the price there. Poor free kick in the end. it'll be Stevenson to take. Doesn't have many options waiting for him in the box. Goes anyway and it's headed on. Oh, and it's found the back of the net. Poor defending. But Waterhouse won't mind. They're back in this game. Not much left in it, but still have a chance here. Still unsure of who exactly it was that got the header there, whether it be Linton or not really sure, but I'd love to see another shot of that just to ascertain who exactly scored the header. But nevertheless, Waterhouse 3-2 up. Well, 3-2 down, I should say. Ball played out wide now and he keeps it in play, Yuan. Driving now at the defense, cross now for Churchill. And before he could get the pass off, he loses possession. Clark plays it off. But his teammate loses possession once more, and Churchill, he's fought bravely all game. And wins a foul now, Waterhouse. Seems Linton's the one who's won it. Free kick coming in here, punched away, not cleared convincingly at all, and now Ballaz Academy are on the break. Thompson passes to Thomas. Hussey, ooh, gets the pass off, and that's an awful tackle and a straight red, deservedly so for Jaden Nunez. Deservedly so, I have to say. Stopped what was though a potential chance for Ballaz Academy, as did seem as though they were going to be in quite an acre of space to attack down that right hand side, and before they could, Hussey chopped down. And Waterhouse still within touching distance as we're into added time now. But not only are they a goal down, they're a man down, and there you have it. Game comes to a close. Waterhouse fight as though they might. They were unable on this day to come out victorious, and Ballaz Academy take the victory 3-2 over Waterhouse in the first game of the Elite Cup. Stay tuned, we'll be having the second game shortly.